Welcome to the Google Sites Basic Tutorial Module number 6, where we will look at how you can link Google Docs and other attachments into your Google site. So the first thing we'll talk about is, when would you want to use a Google Doc linked in, and when would you want to use an attachment? What's the difference? Then we'll have a look at the different types of Google Docs that you can embed into a Google site, and the process of selecting the document, the Google Doc that you want to insert, how to adjust the properties, which affects how it will look on the Google site itself, and how to make and use a form on your Google site, and last but not least, how to add an attachment to a Google site. And very last but not least, how to link an attachment so that people can download it off your website. I've prepared this page which shows basically a price list of seeds. So this price list that's listed here, which you can see is still sort of in editable format, this is linked to a Google Doc. And then I've also created a PDF like this, which has the same information, which we're going to see how that works as an attachment. Sometimes it's good also to have both. Now, when is it better to use an attachment versus a Google Doc? The advantage to Google Docs is that when you're in the Google Doc itself, it's easy to edit the content. So I might want to change that price to 12,000, or I might want to remove something from the list. That's much easier to do right here. And then it's immediately updated into the you have an attachment, you'd have to make a whole new attachment and re-upload it, and it's much more time consuming. So generally speaking, it's better to use a link to a Google Doc than an attachment. Once you get familiar with both systems, you'll see why. So let's have a look at how you would make either of those options. So the type of Google Docs that you can use are listed over here. You have to be in the editing mode for your page to see them. It's up here under Insert, and down here you can see you have this option to insert a document. So if we click on there, you'll see that the documents you can insert. Prepared this basic spreadsheet over here, which is formatted, using the font colors and the background colors and all that sort of thing. So that's ready to be loaded into the Google Doc, and the title of this file is the EDEP Foundation Organic Seeds Price List. So under my, it's stored inside my Google Docs at this point. So all I need to do, it's very simple. I'll just remove it for now. So I'll take it off. So when it's not yet on the page will look like this. And when I add it to the page, simply click in here, insert, and you can either go to documents or you can go straight down here to spreadsheet if you know for sure that it's a spreadsheet. If it's a presentation, if it's a document, you can select that right away. So I'm going to go for spreadsheet, and there it is, the EDEP Foundation Organic Seeds Price List, and I'm going to select that. And these are the options that are available to me. So I can put a border, so I'm going to take that off. I can put a title. Generally speaking, you don't need that. And then there's the height option. So let's have a look at what kind of height this gives us. So let's save that and see how it looks. Change the name of this to a new name here, and then save it. So that's already saved. Then we go back over here, briefly go into editing mode, and then save again. And you can see that new name here is automatically listed there. So that's going to save you a lot of time when you need to make some minor changes every now and then to a particular document. So let's go ahead and fix that again. There's a few other things that, so this is supposed to say type of seed, so we'll copy that text, and we'll paste it here. Now there's a few other things that you're going to want to do before you post the Google Doc onto your website. The first is the sharing settings. So if you go here on the right hand corner to sharing settings, I've already changed this to public visibility option, public on the web. Generally the standard default setting is anyone with the link. So you need to make sure to take the time before you publish it on the web to go to share, because otherwise not everyone will be able to see it. So go to share, sharing settings, and change this to public on the web, and then click save and close, and you can see right here that that's the format of this spreadsheet. The second thing that you want to do is click publish as web page, and just make sure that your sheet's listed here. Generally speaking, this will say start publishing, so you want to click on that, and then once it says stop publishing, then it's already published on the web, and that's all you need to do, and click close. Now let's have a look at how you could add an attachment. In an earlier module we had a look at the page settings, so we'll go back to that now because you need to adjust that to be able to use attachments. So you go to more actions, page settings, and then you'll see that one of the options in your page settings is to allow attachments, so you want to make that active, and then click save again. And when your add attachments setting is active on your page, down at the bottom here you'll have this text. This isn't in Bahasa Indonesia because that's my language setting, but in English it would say attachment. So you just click on that, and then it'll give you this option to choose a file. So we've already prepared our PDF version of our price list. So there it is on the desktop. We'll select that and click open. And then you just have to wait while that process of Google uploading that document onto the Google server, which is where all of your documents are stored. And then once it's loaded, and the time it'll take to load will depend on the size of the attachment that you're loading, then it'll be here. And then you want to right click to copy the link address. So we'll copy that. And then the last thing you want to do is create a link so that people know where to find your attachment. So in here I've got this text, click here to download a print-friendly version of the EDEP Organic Seed price list. So we're going to select that, EDEP Organic Seed price list, and click link. And we've already copied the link address, so we'll paste that. And select open in a new window and OK. And then we save the page, or save the work that we've done on the page. And you can see that this is now a live link here, which if you click on the link, then it'll open a page that has the document that you uploaded on it, which people can then, just go file, save page as to download that document. I do recommend that once you've already added your attachment that you take this function off because it looks a bit messy down there at the bottom of your page. So you just do what you did before. So you go to more actions, page setting, and then uncheck this allow attachments. It won't affect the attachments that you've already loaded. It'll just mean that you don't see them at the bottom of the page there. Down here it's no longer there, you don't see it anymore, but your link is still active and live, no problem. Introduction to how to make a form that you can insert into your page. So this is also done within Google Docs. So you go to Google Docs and then select create new form, and we'll just make an example here. So this will be maybe a contact us form. So this is a contact us form for tutorial. Here you can add any text that will help people to fill out the form. So maybe something like, please fill in the following form to send us an email, or whatever it is the help for the form. And then the first question title might be first name, and then the options of the way that they can answer it is either in text, so they would answer, you know, my name is Peter, or just write Peter. Or you then have other options like paragraph text, which is when people have to give you more information, like if you're asking them for more details about something or other. Multiple choice is also an option, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. You need to decide whether you absolutely need them to give you the answer to that question for your database needs. So if you really need to know what their first name is, then you would check this, make this a required question. If it's not that important that they let you know, you can just deselect that. So click done. So you've got, there you go, that's the first field in your form. And then say you want to put one more question, so click on the edit tool here, and what type of ice cream do you like best? Question mark. So maybe that we're gonna make it a multiple choice type question. So the first would be chocolate, my favorite personally, and then the next one would be vanilla, and so on. Coffee, also very nice. And we're gonna make this also a required question, so click done. You can also choose, there's a few different themes you can choose from up here. Maybe we'll use one of these just to show you how it works. So I'll use this non-profit theme, seeing as this is a tutorial using the EDUP Foundation site. And then just click over here, apply, and save. So now this should be saved inside our Google Docs. If we go to Home in our Google Docs, you can now see that in our Google Docs we now have this form. So if we click on there, we can see the database that form is going to feed into. So we'll have a look at what that means and how that works in a minute. But basically, any form that you make in Google Docs will automatically create a database into which any answers that people respond to on that form are stored into. We're going to insert and then spreadsheet form. And there's the contact us form for tutorial that we just made, and we'll click select and save. So there's the form. It's got the help text, the question that you wanted them to answer, and then the multiple choice. So we're going to write in, this is my name, and we're going to select vanilla and submit that answer. Now you can see that this is a little bit squished, and it's creating a scroll bar down here, so we might want to make the width of the gadget a little bit bigger so that it fits better. So I'll just click on that, properties, and we'll make the width empty, and that'll make it 100%, which is all the way across. So let's save that. And now it looks like that, which is a little bit nicer. And now let's go back to the form result, and you can see that right here it's already given a timestamp on when I filled that form in. That's what I gave as my name, and that my favorite option is vanilla.